story for the BC Lions so far this season. He tried out with 7 professional teams before landing his first full-time job.
Papa looks to his right, then goes right back to his left and tries to get a one-on-one over there with Green. Green catches the ball. Wilson comes in late and kind of roughs him up a little bit. And Green indicated that he was dissatisfied. He's got to keep his poise now.
Big game for the Lions. Green couldn't hang on, but Leroy Paul would have been gone if he could have squeezed it for the Argonauts.
He saw it coming, and actually Joe didn't have enough on that ball. He didn't direct it in there hard enough. He looks to his right and then goes right back to his left, but he didn't throw that ball with that much authority. And watch Leroy Paul. He almost took it clean, and if he did, there's nobody down the sidelines.
Was that tipped at the line of scrimmage, Leo?
It may have been, because it didn't look like it had too much on it.
2nd and 10 Lions now. Pow with time, looking long the ball. Far side, intercepted out of bounds. That's Donovan Rose. The intended receiver was Mervyn Fernandez. And Pow fires that one a long way.
I think the BC Lions are getting a little desperate throwing the ball that deep at this occasion. They stuck with those little short passes and showed the patience. I think they could move the football. Because they've got some receivers out there, Fernandez and that group, that have to get a lot of respect from that defensive secondary, and they can get a lot of first downs on those sideline breaks and those curl patterns.
18-7 is not an insurmountable lead.
At this stage of the ball game, it certainly isn't with that kind of a powerful machine that they have.
Saglia. Jan Carinci lets it bounce. And it's out of the floor. So now, let's see if the BC defense can hold, turn a big play, and get right back into this ball game. They trail by 11. And 7 minutes, 33 seconds remain in quarter number 3. Television, and look what's happening at BC Place. The fans are alive here tonight, and have forced Conrad Holloway to call off his play at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is really distracting down there at that part of the field, and if the fans really do rally, Conrad's going to have an awful time getting those signals. He'll have to go back in the huddle, and he'll have to say, now listen, we're going to go on the first sound, we're going to go on a count that everybody can realize, and we're just going to have to play it safe. And the nice thing about the Argos at this stage, they're leading 18-7. They can run, but listen to that crowd react again.
It's Argo first down on the Toronto 4-yard line. It's up to the BC defense here. Greer, the intended receiver. Holloway was off the target.
They run that Carinci to the outside, and he runs right at Parker and tries to get in Parker's way, and Greer comes in underneath, and if they can hit Greer in that seam coming from the outside in underneath, he can turn it up the field and go a long ways.
Big stand there on Conrad Holloway. No interceptions. You mentioned it a moment ago, but this BC Lion defense leads the entire CFL in interceptions. Larry Crawford is number 1 with 9 all by himself. 2nd and 10, and Minter has a couple. James Curry was there.
Don't you ever think that this hometown crowd don't mean a lot in a situation like this. That is very unnerving for the offensive team to be down there and not be able to hear the signals being called, especially in the shadow of their goal line. And now is where Olisic is going to have to earn his bread and butter, because he's kicking right out of the end zone. And the BC Lions have a real good chance now for field position and possibly to get back in this ball game.
Bird and Crawford are back to accept the punt from this man, Hank Olisic. He's been outkicked by Luke Saglia all night long. But Olisic has a very, very impressive average on the season. And if he sails one here, not a great one. Lion receivers move up. There's Crawford. Crawford, a bit of a break. Still going. Crawford to the 30-yard line. Look at the field position. A flag now goes down.
Boy, that was a late flag.
Crawford is still down. You see a good block by Mel Bird on the replay coming up. Crawford is now up and off the field. Bird is number 10.
It looks looks like they're going to walk it off against the Argos.
You've got to give the fans of the BC Lions a lot of credit for that field position.
We sure do. I don't know that it's a
Major
foul or
foul.
not. I don't know you
Face
should do
mask
things
for
like
Ron
that. It's almost
Number 35.
to do it.
First
But
down.
every hometown crowd exercises this prerogative. The Argo fans better remember this themselves.
A major foul tacked onto a short punt and a great return by Crawford. The Lions, first down at the 15. Another flag is down. That's Jones. He's back in the game. Jones, he'll score. Larry Jones. Now, that flag went down very early, Leo, so I would think the indication there would be against the Argos. Wait a minute.
Well, he started to give the indication against the Argonauts, and now he give it against the BC Lions, and now he's giving it against the Argonauts, and the touchdown is going to stand.
No doubt about it. What a turnaround. Now, the Lions are still trailing in this football game.
Touchdown.
The touchdown stands. You heard it from Bud Ulrich. Jones is wide open on this one.
Fantastic play, and they had the whole, looked like the whole offensive line out there in front of him, and that's the way it's drawn up on the board, and he just took it right into the end zone.
Bisaglia adds to the BC Lion total. 52,656 on hand at BC Place.
And lots more football action ahead.
Stephen Hamilton trying to get revenge for an earlier loss this year. The game Saturday, 1:30. Also 1:30 for the game Sunday.
Larry Jones has a perfect night going for the BC Lions. One catch for 15 yards and one touchdown. He has the Lions within 4 points of the Argonauts. That's Carl Brazier on the kickoff. He bobbled it. He's motoring down. Lions special teams, good job, but a flag goes down. Ryan Potter led the tacklers. There's a flag down.
We're going to get a look at this touchdown. He stops back and he just gets the ball out to Jones there. You'll see a whole convoy in front of him. He just follows all those orange shirts and goes right into the end zone.
Untouched. Larry Jones. A flag down on the kickoff return, and it goes against the Argos once more. Toronto.
John, they're putting them down in the hole again.
Flipping. Toronto 54.
Tony Antunovic got caught that time.
They're putting him down in the shadow of their goal line again, and if this crowd responds the same way, Conridge is under a great handicap to try to get the signal called.
You see that attendance there, Leo? BC Place.
Well, they're tasting blood, and they know what they're doing to this Conridge down here.
Conridge in trouble. Well short of the first down. Glenn Jackson there once more. BC Place has meant a great deal to the Lions this season. Attendance is up. Over 18,000 fans per game.
Well, I'm just getting a little sneak preview here, a little indication of why they're so difficult to beat at home. Well, I'll tell you what, as a quarterback and as an entire football team, that's unnerving. Third quarter has belonged to the BC Lions. There they go again. There's only one way to quiet them, and that's for Conridge to come with a big play.
Paul Pearson has a first down. That gets the Argos out of big trouble. JoJo Heath covering on Pearson. A flag is down. So is Holloway. And the indication is against the BC Lions.
And that was the guy that Conridge went to right there, Pearson, has made so many big plays in the course of the last couple of years. And add insult to injury on this play here after Conridge had thrown the ball. You'll see the official call in here. There was roughing on the passer. They came in late.
Major foul. Roughing the passer, number 37, BC.
That's Jackson coming in there late and roughing the passer. You'll see Jackson coming from the outside here. He shoves a couple of blockers there. And he comes in. Well, I don't know. It looked to me like it was all right.
The Argos, though, have a first down at their own 38.
looking for Terry Greer down the right side. Greer, off his fingertips. Greer was in behind Terry Parker once more. That was about as well thrown as you could throw it. That almost had radar on it. When he threw the ball, I didn't think there was any way that Terry Greer was going to get under it. He not only got under it, he got both hands on it.
Well, welcome to everyone who's with us tonight. We hope you're enjoying our doubleheader CFL football action. Montreal Concord earlier this evening, and now the Lions and the Argonauts still in a struggle.
He got some hands on it there, and he beat Parker. And Parker must be a little shell-shocked at this time, too, because he's out there with Greer all by himself again.
2nd and 10. That's Cedric Minter. Plenty for the first down. Minter has close to 20 yards. He might have tripped over that yard marker.
Well, there's only one way to quiet down a very noisy audience, and that's to come up with a couple big plays like this. Conrad just took that ball and went out to his right, and Minter sneaked in there behind the line of scrimmage.
They marked Minter for a gain of 19 on that.
That's Mac Moore throwing about 255 or 60 pounds on top of Holloway.
Melvin Berg, 10, goes to the sidelines. Andre Jones, 32, comes in. Berg just needs equipment repair. There you see the Argonaut offense. Very sharp tonight.
I'll tell you what Paul did there, and I love Paul Pearson, and I love the way he catches the ball, and I love the big plays he makes. But he made the unforgivable error that time of reaching before he got under the ball, and he slowed himself down, and had he ran under that ball, I think he could have got to it.
Holloway in the evening, 15 completions and 29 tries, 245 yards. 10 facing the Argos now. Inside BC territory, but touched at the 52. Holloway for Terry Greer. Greer, great speed. He's to the outside. He's gone.
He's gone, baby. He's gone all the way.
Touchdown. Terry Greer is second of the night. Mike Havelock, 44. And Dan Perron, 2 great blocks on the play. Very effectively.
Well, I'll tell you, when we're talking about the after effects of this game, if the Argos do go on and win it, it'll have to be Conridge Holloway's generalship under very adverse conditions with all kind of crowd noise as you see him turn back and hit Terry Greer, and there goes Havelock to the outside there, and another good block thrown there, I think, by Ferrone. When you get that guy an opening and a seam, it is again. Good catch by him right there. Havelock goes out, makes a block. It's difficult to see who made that great block right there. May have been Pearson even, but he goes right down the sidelines, just outruns everybody. He's looking back saying, "You're never going to catch me," and they all know it.
A 52-yard touchdown for Terry Greer, his second on the evening. And look at the evening he's had. 217 yards.
Well, John, the mark of a great football team is a team that can meet adversity, you know, with a lead like they had, and then have things turn around, meet adversity, and come from the shadow of their goal line under adverse conditions of crowd noise and do what they've just done. That's a mark of a good football team.
Hank Lissick hopes to add one more. Jan Carinci holding. Easily through. So the Toronto Argonauts move in front of the BC Lions, 25-14.
Havelock is out there making a good block there and opening the seam. And there's Ferrone coming down, number 69, making the crunch right there. And it opens that seam for Terry, and Terry just busts it right down the sidelines for the score. 2 good blocks, Havelock and Ferrone.
The BC Lions have had to catch up all night long. Argos scored on their first offensive drive.
Now the Lions have 3 deep backs, Jones, Green, and Crawford. To accept the kickoff from Hank Alyssa. Oh, I like this game. These are just 2 good football teams going after each other like there's no tomorrow, and they're both trying to prove who's number 1 in Canada. Coming into the game, both teams at 6 and 2. Alyssa really booms this one. Green back deep in the end zone, and it's off the post. Is having some problem hitting the post tonight. He missed a field goal that way. Well, would you see the strength of that kid's leg? He just goes up there and just attacks that ball. And the Lions will have a first down at the 25. He puts a toe through it. There it goes down and hits the post. Cuts down on the run back. Well, I'll tell you, the odds on that, I wonder what Vegas would give you on odds. Look at his dominance in Canadian football among the top receivers this year. Donnie Taylor to the line of scrimmage and no more. Brazeley was over there. Bob Obilovich. You talked about him being relaxed. As we chatted yesterday, he certainly was. Had lots of time to sit around and talk about CFL past and present. OB must have known something. Must have had a little bit of a transmission with the Almighty. Second down and 8 to go for the Lions. Powell remains the quarterback and Stinson as he tries for a lead. Rick Moore, 76, is through once more. And Lion fans a little disenchanted with Powell once more, even though he did lead them to that touchdown. Powell looks like he's got a lot of time, but he draws it back too far. And look at 76. Moore come in there, and on the follow-through of the pass, Moore got a hold of that throwing arm, and the ball went up in the air. So the pressure to Lou Pasaglia. The Lions once more. Stands it as well. Moore was almost through to block that one. This is James Corinthi. Good return. Good return for Corinthi. Pasaglia a little shorter that time for a 38-yard punt. Chad Corinthi has done a great job. Everybody knew how much they were going to miss that blocking of Bob Brock. But a lot of people don't understand that Corinthi is a pretty good blocker in his own right. He was a wide receiver in a slot back down at the University of Maryland, and he was known for coming back on those trackback blocks and doing some damage. Argos have a first down at the BC Lion 50. Lion defense has come up with big plays all night. They forced Holloway to unload that one early. 3 or 4 Lions all around Conridge that time, and the leader there was Rick Klassen. Joe Powell wondering what he can do to get the Lions back into this. They trail 25-14. Don Matthews in the sidelines. At one stage of the season, he had the Lions with 5 straight wins after an opening season loss 17-14 to the Argos in Toronto. Second and 10. Away from the pressure. No. BC Lions have the ball. Who's got the ball? The BC Lions have the ball. Defense for the BC Lions, a big story all night long. Conridge never saw him coming from the back, and he just knocked the ball loose and recovered it himself. He actually took it out of Conridge's hand. He just pulled his arms wide open and then grabbed the ball. Now, the fans alive once more at BC Place. Let me tell you, this is a great place to watch a football game. That's Larry Jones. Good maneuver by Jones to gain 5 yards because he was stopped at one stage, or at least penned in. Boy, that ball was thrown in danger out there, too. There was a lot of white shirts in that vicinity.
second and 7.
Second down and 7 to go. They mark the ball at the BC 50. Joe Paupau. There's a man open. That's Jones once more. Now he stopped just short of the first down by Darrell Nicholson.
Well, they're going to go for it. You can bet on that because there's only about maybe a foot to go for a first down here. I can't help but think, John, in a football game like this, that a running game is important. And the Argonauts are just pitting their ears back and flying in there to try to get after that passer, and they're setting themselves up for traps, draws, and everything else. If you haven't got a running game to compensate for that, you can be in trouble.
The sidelines, and the big horses are in for the Lions on short yardage situation here. Less than a yard to go for the Lions.
Only one play in the book right here, and that's the quarterback sneak.
Just 17 seconds to play till three-quarter time. The Argos in front, 25-14. Big offensive series or play right here for the Lions. You got it. No doubt about it. No flags are down.
Can't take a chance on an exchange of the ball from person to person on a short yardage play like that. You lessen your percentages. Take the direct snap and follow those big horses with that foot. That's what they did.
Don Matthews in his first full season as a head coach in Canadian football. And he's made a difference to these BC Lions. There's no question about that. Fans, 52,000 strong tonight. Should be the final play, third quarter. Paupau. The intended receiver was John Pankratz. Paupau went down, pass slightly high. Carl Braisley covered on Pankratz that time. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Lions when the fourth quarter begins in just a moment from now. Here with CFL football from CBT Television Sports. Under the dome at BC Place. I'm John Wells with Leo Cahill. It's been a great evening of football so far, and we've got one quarter to go. The Argonauts out in front in just about every department, but the BC Lions won't lie down. For the Lions, it's 2nd down and 10 to go, just inside Toronto territory at the 53.
To drop right there for Mervyn, and he doesn't drop very many of them. That was critical.
Paupau was on the money, and Fernandez simply couldn't squeeze it. It would have been a first down.
He just goes back, and you'll see Fernandez come across, and there was no reason. I think he took his eye off the ball at the last moment, thinking about where he was going to turn upfield and try to get more yardage instead of being sure that he had that first down and catching it.
Lucas Anglia near his 45-yard line. Johnny Taylor takes the direct snap. Taylor has the first down.
I don't know whether he does or not. It's going to be close.
I think he does, Leo.
It's going to be awful close.
Darrell Wilson, third down gamble for the BC Lions, and I think Taylor has the first down.
I'm going to bet that he doesn't, John.
We got a nickel riding on this one.
That was a great gamble for them to take. And if they make it, it'll be a sensational play, but it looks almost short. And we'll see right here.
Rick Moore had a chance to stop Taylor. You win, but not by very much, Leo. The Lions lose that one.
The direct snap to Taylor, and he bumped into somebody that impeded his progress and slowed him down a little bit, and then when he did get going, he was just about a half a foot short.
So the gamble fails for the BC Lions. Gutsy call.
Yeah, I like to see see that. I like to see somebody go after it. Their defense is still playing pretty well. Holloway quickly for Townsend. Townsend shakes one blocker. Got away from Glenn Jackson. Jackson had him cold and let him slip through. Mac Moore had a hold of him, too. They mark it a gain of 5. Pretty good move for Townsend.
Second and 5, Argo. Holloway looks long. 2 receivers upfield, Minter and Greer. He put it between them.
I'll tell you, Jeff Townsend doesn't look out of place out there at that wide receiver. A Canadian boy that had his training at Boston College. He makes some pretty good moves after he catches that football.
3rd and 5. Hank Olisic. And he needs a big kick. Olisic at his 34.
Turn is on.
Olisic puts it out of bounds. Not quite as deeply as he wanted to, however. So the Lions will have reasonable field position when we return to their first down. They trail 25-14.
Still a lot of time. 12 minutes and 47 seconds left. The crowd still feeling that their BC Lions can come back.
The BC Lions are the story right at this moment. From the 31-yard line, the Lions are first down.
I'll tell you, the crowd's not doing the BC Lions any favors here by making all that noise.
Foul over the middle. Taylor has it, but he has no yardage, or at least no substantial yardage. Don Moen making the tackle.
Don Moen had him all the way. Watched him come out of the backfield and got right on top of him when he caught the ball. Was right there to make the tackle.
They mark it as a gain of 1, Leo. 2nd and 9. Foul. Good on 5 of 14 from 34 yards. Batted down. And that's about the 3rd pass that's been batted down at the line of scrimmage. At least the 2nd of the night for Franklin King. Defense takes its turn in the spotlight. Big series of plays. King has had an outstanding night.
There goes the Argos with the pressure right there, and you see King, 61, just sticking his hand up there. When that quarterback goes back to throw that ball, especially from tackle to tackle, they've got to open up those lanes for him so he can see down the field. At the last minute, King just jumped up in the air and put a hand on it.
Basaglia for Carinci. 40. Flag. Kevin Kodar made the tackle. Now that would indicate where that flag fell that it is against the Argonauts. 25-14 for the Argos, leading the BC Lions. 11:39 to play. 4th quarter. The Lions will certainly take this penalty.
Bob Paulsick, the offensive line coach from the Argos, not too happy about Elster on that play. Went halfway out on the field to tell him, what are you doing at this stage of the game?
35, first down.
It was Gordon Elster, as you said.
There you see 35 making the clip at the top of the screen there. Haven't made too many mistakes. That was a mistake.
Holloway for Terry Greer. He has the football. Was he in bounds? Yes, they say Greer was in.
Well, he had to be in bounds because he was right in front of that BC bench right there with all the players there, and there's not too much protestation. Terry goes right down the sidelines, and Conridge just throws it right over the top of the coverage, and you'll see that right foot come down.
Parker doing a pretty good job of covering Greer on that play. And he still made the catch.
Now, the thing about Greer, if it's even, and you're on him one-on-one, he'll jump up and take it away from you because he's got great springing ability.
A 22-yard gain. Holloway well back. And nowhere that time for Emmanuel Tolbert. James Curry and Tolbert. Bernie Glier was also there.
Brought down by James Curry.
That's Tolbert's first catch of the night. And he lost 2 yards.
Lost 2 seconds 12.
Ralph is still not smiling. We speak of Ralph Sazio, general manager of the Argonauts.
Ralph's not going to smile until he knows that game is over and the Argonauts have won the football game. 10:30 left in this ball game right now. The BC Lions need desperately to get it back. Pressure on Holloway. Holloway got it away somehow.
Almost intercepted by JoJo Heath. Holloway might well have held on to that football, Leo. Threw into a bunch of traffic.
That was not very good judgment by Holloway as he goes back here. He's got plenty of time to throw the ball initially, but Mac Moore comes from the outside there and he steps up inside away from danger and then throws it over there, and I think he may have wished he held that ball and not thrown that one. JoJo Heath would have loved to have picked that one off and ran it back against his old teammates.
JoJo has been waiting to play the Argos since July the 14th. And that the time the Argos beat the Lions by 3.
I'll tell you, the way the Argos are playing tonight, I don't know why anybody would want to play against them.
Well, as a former Argo, JoJo is taking a little extra pride in this one. Crawford with no room. Steve Ackroyd led the downfield tacklers for the Argos. 9 minutes and 49 seconds left to go. The Argos in front 25-14. And you're with CFL football. We thank BC football fans for that little message. And yes, we do feel quite at home under the dome. This is a magnificent football facility. And I think it's going to be great for Grey Cup 1983. Back in at quarterback. First down, Lions near their own 20-yard line. DeWalt missed the third quarter. He's back for the fourth and has the first down on his very first pass. Complete to Sammy Green. And that's a very big play for the Lions offensively. They trail by 11.
I think this is a good move by Donnie Matthews getting DeWalt in. He's so mobile right now, and that Argo defensive line may be getting a little tired. He maneuvered himself on a rollout there, stopped Green on the sidelines, and got the completion.
First down. Lions now near the 40-yard line at the 37. This is Larry Jones, and Jones good move to get through. He had the first down. Jones spinning that time. He was off balance by the time Matthew Teague caught up to him. And Don Matthews on the sidelines.